time. The orbit burn took place about 6 minutes, 5 seconds ago. Standing by for acquisition with Columbia. Burn. All systems aboard Columbia clean, and we're looking to now the entry interface with the Earth's atmosphere at about 400,000 feet. That'll take place in about 19 and a half minutes, actually 19 minutes 43 seconds, and touchdown in 50 minutes 55 seconds. This is Mission Control, Houston. Minutes till touchdown at Edwards Air Force Base, California, where we are now taking a live video shot on NASA Select. Runway 17 is the landing runway for Columbia this morning. All going smoothly here in Mission Control and aboard the vehicle. Been about 15 minutes since the orbit burn. Entry interface will be coming up in 14 minutes and landing again in 45 minutes at about 6:37 Pacific Daylight Time, 8:37 Central. This is Mission Control. 11 and a half minutes now before entry interface, where Columbia passes through around 400,000 feet above the Earth and begins to enter the atmosphere on the way into Edwards runway 17 this morning. Meanwhile, the convoy assembling at Edwards Air Force Base. We're now taking a shot on NASA Select of that assemblage at Edwards. All still very quiet here in Mission Control, and not a lot of traffic between the ground and the crew as they begin the re-entry for this morning's landing. That's upcoming in about 41 minutes and 50 seconds. All still going well here in Mission Control and aboard Columbia. For those who may have missed some of these numbers when they were read earlier, the deorbit burn took place at a mission elapsed time of 4 days, 23 hours, 59 minutes, and 56 seconds. The change in velocity, or delta V, was 261 feet per second. The landing time is scheduled for 5 days, 1 hour, 0 minutes, and 11 seconds, or about 6:37 a.m. plus 11 seconds Pacific Daylight Time, 8:37 Central Daylight Time. Weather is good at Edwards, as we can see in this live view on NASA Select. The forecast is for winds on the surface coming out at 210 degrees at about 6 knots. Again, the plan is to land at runway 17 at Edwards. That will involve a left overhead turn onto the heading alignment circle to line up for the approach to Edwards 17. The turn angle on the hack, or heading alignment circle, is 198 degrees. They'll be shooting for the nominal aim point on the runway. All navigational aids are in good shape at Edwards. They expect touchdown to take place about 2,400 feet beyond the runway threshold at a speed of 195 knots. Speed brake setting will be 15%. And we're now about 38 minutes away from landing. This is Mission Control with Houston.
You see where the gray stripe starts? right over there.
Yeah.
That's the start of runway 17. Actually, let me see. I think you can almost see the paint. Yeah, if you look at towards the start of the gray stripe and start looking back, you'll see the black and white paint that are the big stripes at the bottom of the runway.
Which way does it come in?
It'll come in from the west.
Yeah.
And probably come over here, do a turn, and
circle in.
Yeah, it'll land.
Like that's.
It'll land north to south. Listen for the cool, distinct double sonic boom. Ba-boom, boom.
In an aerial view on the NASA Select system of runway 17 left.
Oh, this really sucks.
All still going very well here in mission control and aboard Columbia. And again, touchdown now is in about 27 minutes and 45 seconds. This is mission control.
Get out. You know, oh, well, weather up here looks good. Runway's dry, thank goodness. Of course, hasn't rained.
15 years.
Oh, same thing, who cares?
And touchdown minus 19 minutes, about 40 seconds. We show Columbia about at an altitude of about 230,000 feet. The range to Edwards about 1,600 nautical miles. All very clean aboard Columbia and quiet here in mission control.
Oh, they're still ways out.
Down now 16 minutes away for Columbia. And the next video we hope to take will be from tracking cameras located at Vandenberg Air Force Base, where we understand there is excellent visibility. Also, a update to the winds just uplinked the crew. We now expect surface winds on runway 17 left at Edwards to be coming out of 160 degrees at 5 knots. Under 12 minutes now before touchdown at Edwards Air Force Base. Crew has just been told that we're taking good radar data here in mission control and that their energy, ground track, and navigation are all go. Columbia coming down with a good energy, again, ground track and navigation. And we currently show the vehicle traveling at an altitude of about 167,000 feet, descending at a rate of about 100 feet per second. Nautical miles. We're now taking live video from Vandenberg. This is the Columbia on the way into Edwards, landing in about 10 minutes 40 seconds. Range 267 nautical miles. TACAN guidance out of Dryden. Her altitude now about 149,000 feet. Range 227 nautical miles. Her speed about 4,300 miles per hour. Range 187 nautical miles.
Check his ID at the gate.
Columbia now at 127,000 feet, velocity 5,200 feet per second, or a little less than 3,600 miles per hour. Range now 145 nautical miles.
Hey, you didn't check his ID.
Touchdown about a little less than 3,000 miles per hour, approaching an altitude of 105,000 feet, range 103 nautical miles. 1.5 minutes away. All looking well aboard the ship here in mission control. We're showing the vehicle at 101,000 feet, range to the runway at Edwards Air Force Base, 88 nautical miles. Via the long-range optics at Dryden, adjacent to Edwards Air Force Base. 65,000 feet, the range 34 nautical miles, velocity about 1,300 feet per second. The Columbia is descending at a rate of about 325 feet per second. intersecting the heading alignment circle to line up for the approach to runway 17 left at Edwards.
Are we missing something here or what? We're here with the wrong place. No, that's the Gulfstream line.
All systems report go as Commander Shaw pilots the ship to intersect a heading alignment circle for the final approach into runway 17 left at Edwards. Commander Brewster Shaw now executing a left overhead turn. 198-degree turn angle. The velocity subsonic now, about 815 feet per second, descending at a rate of 300 feet per second, and the altitude 26,000 feet. The flight dynamics officer here in Mission Control reports that all looks very good with Columbia. Her energy, navigation, and guidance are go.
Wow. That means the shuttle's coming.
Columbia now below 19,000 feet. The range 9.6 nautical miles. Velocity 623 feet per second, or about 269 knots.
Hey, that's a fat little dude, isn't it? Hey, they're waving. Put your arm back in. You don't steal that thing. You turn it now.
Columbia now on the proper glide slope on center line, lined up for the touchdown on runway 17 left. Altitude is about 8,000 feet. The range another 4 nautical miles. They're traveling about 288 knots right now. About a minute and 3 seconds to touchdown.
I got a pretty good shot with the telephone. Well, with the telephone, about 3 times.
Altitude 1,100 feet now, range about 1.5 nautical miles. Gears down and locked on Columbia. Main gear touchdown. And nose gear touchdown for Columbia as she rolls out on runway 17 left at Edwards Air Force Base.
That was Terry, wouldn't it?
Did you get in the camera, Tom?
The mechanical systems officer in Mission Control reports good braking on Columbia as she rolls to a stop at a mission elapsed time of 5 days, 1 hour, 0 minutes, and 56 seconds.
Really weird.
And a series of procedures to safe the vehicle for its post-landing. There are no major changes to the post-landing checklist that the crew follows to do those procedures, which indicates the health and good status of all systems aboard Columbia. At wheel stop, Capcom Frank Culbertson radioed Commander Brewster Shaw, a super team and a great machine. Welcome home, Columbia.